Okay, we're looking around angles at intersecting lines. Now, it sounds complicated, but all that means is that they're crossing over, they're intersecting at a certain point. So they're intersecting, they're crossing over. If you do it with two pencils on here, you see they cross over and these two lines intersect, which means cross over there. And if I change it around, different angles, you can see they're still intersecting. And if you look at the angles on here, just concentrate on a little bit, you have to stop rolling onto there. You can see something about these angles. This one is identical to this one. It's the same. The opposite angle is equal. On this one is identical to this. If I change it up like that, we've still got this angle is equal to this angle, and this angle is equal to this angle. I'll just draw these out, this bit. So if I drew some intersecting lines, let's draw these ones here, on there. So I've got two intersecting lines on here. And if you remember back to the last lesson, there was something about them angles that helps us calculate. And the fact is that that plus that plus that plus that add up to 360 degrees onto there. So we can start to work out different angles on here. So A plus B plus C plus D equals 360. Now if we know some of these angles on here, let's have a look at this one on here. Let's have a look at doing 50 degrees there. And then this is angle B, this is angle C, and this is angle D. And you think to yourself, well, how on earth am I going to work out all these three? I've only given me one angle on here. How can I work that out? And if you know these are intersecting, you can work this through logically. And the beauty about doing this is it's all just one step at a time. It's a bit like when we do algebra. We just do one bit, stop, do the next bit, stop, the next bit, stop, and then check your answer. So we're going to look at this carefully here. So if we look at this, we've got 50 degrees here. So if that's 50 degrees, the opposite angle must also be 50 degrees. There. Now what we know two angles, and we know two that we don't know on here. So let's just do a little bit one step at a time. Let's do 360, take away 50, take away 50. I don't really need to use a calculator this, but just to show you what's happening. We've got 360, take away 50, take away 50 equals 260. So obviously say 360 take away 100, it's going to be 260. So what we know now is them two angles add up to 260 degrees. So if we want to work out the other angles, each of these ones here, we have to think about it for a second. And then you realise, actually, these are opposite angles as well. So they're going to be the same. So all we need to do is to divide it by 2. We need to split it in half to get the equal ones there. So all we do is we do 260 divide by 2. You can use a calculator if you want to. So in here you do 260 divide by 2, and that'll give you 130. So each of these angles will be 130 degrees. So A equals 50, B equals 130, C equals 50, and D equals 130. Now this is where you come to do your checking part of it. So let's just check that out, shall we? So we've got 50 plus 130 plus 50 plus 130. Press equals, and it equals 360. So we know that all works out together onto there. So we can start to work out missing angles. One more example. This is quite a nice one on here. If I do this one. to think about this one now. So we've got a little mark. We've been given no angles. This is B, this is C, and this is D. Got no angles at all. But we know what that means. We know that means that's 90 degrees. So if that's 90 degrees, the opposite angle must be 90 degrees as well. Now we need to calculate these two on here, B and D. So we got 360, take away 90, take away 90. And you're probably spotting this now, but if we go for this anyway, 360, so 360, take away 90, take away 90, equals 180 degrees. And if you remember back to when we were doing our lines, what's special about 180? Well, if we divide that by 2, 180 divided by 2 will give you 90 degrees. So if one of these intersecting lines is 90 degrees, all the rest are going to be also. I'll give you some examples on Doddle for you to work on, but that's basically angles around in 60 lines.